Blade Blast Pathfinder. Very similar to Blade Vortex Pathfinder. The main difference, however, is that Blade Blast gets a lot more damage, but it is a 2-button build. Not only is it a 2-button build, it is a 2-button build that you have to aim. This can be a major downside for a lot of people, and also, in return, makes it harder to play. Now, that being said, on bosses, it is only a 1-button build now. I mean, it kind of was before too, so it has significantly buffed this league with Arcanist Brand using a Bladefall setup. You Bladefall with Arcanist Brand for single target on bossing only. Don't do this in your maps. So the buff was Bladefall no longer has 50% reduced blades when triggered. This is a trigger with Arcanist Brand. So it's essentially a double damage buff for single target with this setup. And this setup is very nice. That being said, I don't think it is worth pathing over to Runebinder. I did put a tree, but I don't think it's worth it. It's so many travel nodes for Pathfinder. Like, you start all the way down here. It is literally on the opposite side of the tree. I think it's probably only worth if you go like Occultist or Trickster. So, also, I will make for people who want to play Occultist, I will add an Occultist tree in here. It is essentially just going like this. Not quite, but like pathing up through here and just going to Occultist start. That's pretty much all it does. So, let's see. Overview of the build. It is tanky. I'd give it a 9 out of 10 for defense. It is Pathfinder. You get a lot of phys conversion, evasion, suppression easily, blah, 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 blah. It does really good damage. Really, really good. Like Blade Blast. Poison is probably the highest damage / budget you can get for a league starter that's not like sacrificing all its defense. Damage is a 10 out of 10. Clear is a 7 out of 10. Only because early on it could be better. It relies a lot on cast speed. It is a cast speed heavy build. You can aim at its 2 buttons. Can be pretty negative for some people. So, skills. We got Blade Blast. Here, in the PoB, I will order these in order of least important to most important. Bladefall links. We got Bladefall Conk, Unleash, Spell Cascade. Early on, when you have bad cast speed, I'd recommend switching out Conk Effect for faster casting. Defiance, Banner, Despair are the guard skill is Immortal Call. Here are our auras. Note, you won't be able to use all the auras early because you need an Enlighten for all of them. However, in early gear, if you want to use the auras, get the main ones in, all you need to do is get Eater of Worlds, get some reservation, get the reservation implicit. It's pretty easy to get. And then your auras work again if this is off. You just need to get rid of like Defiance Banner. Boom, it works. Well, actually, yeah. Simple as. There'll be a little bit more in notes about this. I'm not gonna Blade Blast. I really don't recommend it if you're not comfortable with the game. It can be very bad if you're not comfortable. So if you're not comfortable, I'm not going super in depth here, like I did more on the Blade Vortex one, because I just don't recommend this if you're like not comfortable. Haste on Divine Blessing. Before you get to Divine Blessing, I would definitely try and run Haste in your main links. If you can't cast it, you really want Haste. It helps this build so much. And then here's the Arcanist Brand setup. Leveling skills are here. Alright. Gear. Here's the end game gear. I'll go through the day one maps. So for the ultra budget wand, what you're gonna do is you're just gonna go to Act 1 and get a driftwood wand. And you can just keep rolling it. So you get +1 Fizz skills at the bare minimum. Ideally you get Fizz.multi. You can do this a few ways with Harvest or Fossils or whatever. It is really easy. Then you just craft cast speed. Then there's other wands, like this regular budget wand. I have a whole video on crafting it. It's right here. It's from last league, but it is still applicable. All the other gear. Simmer down, cat. Day 1 is just life and res. Endgame, we get lightning coil for defense. Hasn't gentle touch for clear. Replica dragon fangs flight. Ming's heart. Taste of hate. Those are the main ones that are big. They're not too hard to get. Hardest one to get will probably be dragon fangs flight, especially if this build is for some reason popular. It'll probably be kind of expensive. So got some leveling trees here. You'll level as poison concoction. Cat, simmer down. Here, kill all bandits. Soul of Lunaris, Ralakash. Early on, go Brian King. Make sure you check the notes. For first slab, you go Nature's Adrenaline. This will help a lot while you're leveling with Poisonous Concoction. Nature's Reprisal, effective withered, and 25% chance to inflict withered on hit is huge damage. Master Toxis, it's more damage and helps you clear. And then final build will be final whatever this is, will be Nature's Boon. For the secondary ascendancy, I would say you start as Warden, get the 30% move speed for leveling. Then when you get to maps, I would swap to Warlock. I mean, you're kind of forced to, because this build is way too many sockets to use, so you really have no gems you can drop. So you're gonna have to switch to Warlock. And then we're gonna hope that the Penance Mark works reliably, and this will give us huge damage. You're gonna make sure, if it does work, keep an eye on this. You're gonna want to use this Mastery. Poisons you inflict on non-poison enemies. Deal 300% increased damage. And watch my other video that explains it a little bit. And then keep an eye out for anything any other creators are saying. Or I'll put an update out if it's actually like just bonkers. But either way, you'll probably go Warlock until you can get your charms for Primalist. And then Primalist will be the best by far.